Well, if you're a Vols or Tide fan, you definitely want to win this week because more than likely, if you lose this week, the odds of going to the college football playoffs drastically diminish. Now, basically, if you have three losses, in my opinion, you're not going to get into the playoffs. And Tennessee still has on their schedule, if they lose to Alabama, they still have to go to Athens and play Georgia. We still have to play a solid Kentucky team at home. We had to play a Vanderbilt team that's capable of beating anyone right now the way they're playing. The chances of running the table for Tennessee are slim to none. Alabama has a tough slate in front of them, too. They still have to go to Death Valley at LSU and win, which is no easy task. They have to play against Auburn, and that's a weird, crazy game where anything can happen. They got to go to Oklahoma. So Alabama will probably drop a game, in my opinion, too. So both teams have to have this game. It is a must-win game for both teams, and they're so evenly matched in this game. So, what I want to talk about here now is, both teams have to have this game. And what Tennessee needs to do is they have to let it all hang loose this week. You can't handicap the offense. You can't run it up the middle 80% of the time, punt it, and hope your defense wins this game. Josh Heupel is going to have to put together a game plan in which he's letting Nico just do his thing. He's going to have to put him in positions where the tackles are not, where that means leaving a back end to chip a defensive end or linebacker or a tight end on that side to protect him, to give Nico some confidence so he can make some completions. He's going to have to get creative this week so we can move the football effectively. And the game plan so far has sucked. You got to understand right now at this point, our offensive line, our offensive tackles are just not good. We've got to effectively game plan around that to protect Nico because Nico's had no time to throw the football. Nico's not played great, but I think a lot of that's because he has no confidence. He doesn't feel like he has enough time to throw the football with Hurd and Campbell, who couldn't block my grandma. Now, they're decent at run blocking, but pass blocking, it's as bad as it gets, guys. Hurd is a complete bust. And I don't want to hear the injury stuff. Everybody's injured, man. He's a bust. Campbell was really good at left tackle. They moved him to right tackle. Now he can't block anybody. So we're just going to have to work around these deficiencies, and we're going to have to find a way to win this game. I think Tennessee's defense is going to do what their defense does. I think they'll keep Alabama probably south of 24 points. But this offense is going to have to score like 24 or more points to win this game. And can they do this? This offense, the last two games against Arkansas and Florida have been just shut out in the first half. And that's not a good football team. That's just not good football in general. The passing game, which was a top five unit, or in the standings as far as the NCAA football rankings are concerned. They were top five for the first 3 or 4 games, but getting into SEC play, Nico Iamaleava has not thrown over 200 yards once in SEC play. So, they're saying Alabama's secondary is vulnerable, but how are we going to throw the football when he doesn't have time to read through the progressions and get it out? So, Heupel this week is going to have something where he simplifies it for Nico. You still have to take your shots. You still have to be aggressive, but he cannot sit back there for more than 3 seconds or he's going to get sacked. Heupel's going to have to come up with some kind of game plan this week where Tennessee is more effective moving the ball up and down the field. I think we need to go faster too. Tennessee's offense has been so slow and so stuck in the mud. I don't know why. That's the whole thing about this offense. That's what makes it so hard to defend is the fast pace that we go at. So Tennessee has to move the ball faster, get the snaps off quicker, put Alabama in situations where they can't make adjustments. Alabama cannot sub players in, wear them out. If we can move the ball in the passing game somehow, some way, that running game will get cranked up. And the other thing, I'm really surprised our defense has played as well as they have because they have just been on the field the whole game because of our inability to make first downs. If we can move the football, we can get our defense rest, and they're going to be even more effective than they've been the last 2 or 3 weeks. This front seven for Tennessee, even with Keenan Peely being gone for the year, it's one of the best defenses in the country. At all levels, whether it's the defensive line, whether it's linebackers, whether it's secondary, this group is solid. Secondary-wise, which we thought was going to be our weak link, we're 19th in pass defense. We were past 50th. We were like in the 60s, I think, in pass defense last year. So we've made an improvement on that. As far as rush defense, I think we're second in the country on rush defense. We're only allowing like 79 yards a game on the ground. So defense is doing its part. The offense has to do its now. And what I don't like what Heupel has been doing, and it started really in the Oklahoma game, is playing not to lose. Let's run it up the middle and punt it and hope our defense wins the game. Heupel has to play aggressive, and he has to go win the game like Steve Spurrier did in the 90s at Florida. You cannot put this on the defense and hope the defense makes enough plays because guess what? Jalen Milroe and Ryan Williams at Alabama, they're too good. They're going to make some plays. They're going to have some splash plays, and Alabama's going to score, in my opinion, probably at least 20, 21 points, and that's just a given. They may score more than that. So Tennessee's going to have to put up points. But anyway, this is an elimination game. Whoever loses this game, in my opinion, is gone. They're not going to be in the playoffs, but the winner will survive and advance and more than likely will be in the playoffs. So, huge game this weekend. Let me hear your thoughts. What do you think we need to do in this game? I think Tennessee needs to be aggressive. They need to put Nico in a better position to make plays and be effective and do things that help our tackles out because obviously they can't block anybody, right? So, but anyway, guys, let's go Vols and let's beat the Tide this weekend. I'll talk to you later.